I just got to my mom's house for the holidays, and on my way here, I had a vision. So let's make some dessert. Start with a cup of flour. I'm using gluten-free. My sister has IBS, so all of our holiday recipes are sad, but they end up tasting pretty good. 3 tablespoons of coconut sugar, a fourth a cup of some melted coconut oil, a splash of vanilla, and some cinnamon. Next I'm going to add is a splash of milk and just stir this until it comes together. Press this into a pan and bake this until it's golden brown. Next, melt some dark chocolate chips. And I'm going to fold in some pomegranate seeds.
You guys went absolutely crazy over my tocciolata casserole recipe. So who's ready for some tater tot casserole? Big Mac style. Let's go. Fire up your skillet. 2 pounds ground beef, onion powder, garlic powder, a little less, a little pea. Once your meat is finished cooking, add in 1 cup diced onion, 1 cup chopped pickle. Now add 1 cup Thousand Island dressing and a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. Mix until well combined. Meat mixture into the bottom of a 9x13. Cover with cheese. Here come the tater tots. Into a 400-degree oven for 35 to 40 minutes. Top with shredded lettuce and a little more Thousand Island dressing.
No peel egg salad. All right, you take an Instant Pot, water goes in. You can use your trivet. I have this little silicone thing. I use the pot from a rice cooker. 6 eggs go in, seal it up, cook it for 6 minutes, maybe 5. Comes out perfect. Loosen them up, dump the eggs out. You get a nice little egg puck. Put it in a food processor or a chopper, or just use a knife, cut it into little pieces. It's perfect for salads.
Hey, here's one of the most fattening foods in the world you can eat, and the skinniest way to eat them. They're my favorite, Scottish eggs. Stand by your pan. Get you 6 eggs, bring them to a boil, put a lid on them, cut the heat off, set timer for 7 minutes, no more. Put them on ice, peel them nice. Dry them off with a little paper towel. Whisk 1 egg with a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Regular mustard, honey mustard, it all works. Instead of flour and breadcrumbs, I'm using a 5-ounce bag of crushed pork rinds and about 1/3 of a cup of almond flour. I'm adding some thyme, garlic powder, cracked pepper, smoked paprika. Oh, a little cayenne too. Instead of Jimmy Dean, get you a pound of venison sausage, mild or spicy. Roll them, dip them, roll them again. Ooh, ain't that pretty? Put them in the air fryer on high. Look at that egg cooked perfectly.
Let's make crispy turkey skin. Peel all the skin off your turkey. Lay it down neatly on a baking tray. If you don't have a wire rack, use parchment paper. Bake at 375 for about 10 minutes or until they're super crispy. These things are sizzling hot. Now that is crispy. Whatever you do, don't let your turkey skin go to waste this year. Listen to this crunch. That's the best thing.
All right, guys. Let's talk Bama's Southern Cornbread. It starts off with my grandmother's cast iron skillet. A 1/4 cup of vegetable oil, oven preheated to 425 degrees. I'm going to stick the pan in there with the oil while it's preheating. Next, 2.5 cups of self-rising cornmeal, 1.5 cups of buttermilk, 3 eggs, mix it up good. Once the oven's preheated, dump that oil back into the mixture, mix it up good. Next, we're going to pour it back in our cast iron skillet. Oven still at 425 degrees. Let it go 25-30 minutes till it's golden brown.
This is one of my favorite meals to make. It's really high volume and low calorie. So you have feta cheese, cucumber, Roma tomato, olives, garlic, Greek yogurt, and dill. And then I add in some diced chicken, and then I mix it all together, and boom, you have an awesome meal.
A lot of you were asking for the Asian zing sauce that I made last time. This is one of the 3 sauces that I made for the wing night. Go in with a little soy sauce, sriracha, and ketchup. Then you want to go in with a little sesame seed oil, a tiny bit of white vinegar. Now I definitely recommend using a little bit of fresh ginger and garlic, but a little garlic powder did the trick. I went in with some hot honey, so you could use some crushed red pepper with some regular honey, some butter to smooth it out. To thin down the soy sauce, I went in with some ice cubes just to cool it down quickly.
5 to 6 bananas smashed. 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk. Drizzle with caramel syrup. Cover with cinnamon swirl cake. Next, sprinkle the cinnamon topping. Next, top with 1.5 sticks of butter cut thinly. Bake at 350 for 40 to 45 minutes. Remove from the oven and serve. Serve warm with a side of milk, guaranteed deliciousness and better than any banana bread you'll ever make.
This is the turkey you're going to want for Thanksgiving, spatchcock. Take some heavy duty shears, take that spine out, flatten it out, dry rub both sides with your favorite dry rub, 275 degrees on the trigger, spritzing that skin about every hour to keep it from drying out, because by the time it's all said and done, that skin's going to be bite through. 162 degrees in the breast, pull it, rest it for about 20 minutes. You're never gonna.
Let's make cheese stuffed pretzels. Combine all the ingredients in a stand mixer and knead until you can stretch out the dough without it tearing. Set aside and allow to rest until doubled in size. Roll out into 10 even-sized rope pieces. Flatten the rope and fill with 2 tablespoons of cheese. Fold into a pretzel and boil in a bicarb soda bath for 30 seconds. Cover with an egg wash and bake at 210 for 15 minutes. Brush with melted butter and sprinkle over the topping. Boom! Look at that cheesy goodness. Dig in and enjoy this homemade.
Let's make dahi wale baigan. Take an eggplant, cut equally. Now take a pan, pour some oil, place the eggplant, saute slightly, add salt, crushed black pepper, saute for 3 to 4 minutes in a low-medium heat and keep aside. On the same pan, pour some oil, add ginger garlic paste, saute slightly, add coriander powder, turmeric powder, garam masala powder, saute for 1 minute. Now add yogurt, chili flakes, mix well, cook for 4 to 5 minutes till yogurt get thick, pour some hot water, add salt, mix well. Now place the fried eggplant, fresh chopped coriander, mix it well and cook for 5 to 7 minutes in a low-medium heat.
The only way to brine a turkey. 2 gallons of boiling water going in a food-safe bucket. 2 cups of salt, cup of sugar. Mix it so it's all dissolved and we get our citrus notes in there. We're gonna do a whole orange, get those in. Then we're gonna do a lemon. Slice it nice and thin, squeeze that lemon juice into our boiling water. Minnesota homegrown Honeycrisp apple going in. Sweet yellow onion, let's get that thing peeled. Chop it up nice. Let's get that in our brine as well. Give it another mix. Then our aromatics. We're going with rosemary, sage, and thyme. Get those in. Whole peppercorns, and then about 6 pounds of ice to be able to bring that back down to temperature. Open our big Cargill honeysuckle turkey, 21-pound giant bird. Get that pop-up thermometer out of there. We don't need it. Let's clean up. Let's get rid of that nasty tail. Get the guts out. We're going to save the gizzards and the neck and the liver and the heart for our gravy tomorrow. Let's get this bird in the
Spaghetti carbonara. Let's make it. Well, Matthew, this isn't a chicken carbonara, but I hope this version is satisfactory. I'm starting off by cracking and separating 2 egg yolks and putting them in a bowl. This is Pecorino Romano. If you can't find this, you can use Parmesan, and I'm going to grate about 1 to 1 1/4 cups and add that into my eggs. Now I'm cranking in some fresh ground pepper, and I'm going to mix that around until it's well combined into a paste, just like this. The dish traditionally uses guanciale, but I'm using pancetta because it was much more accessible to me. I'm going to render that down on medium heat. You want to pull your spaghetti a minute or 2 early so it can finish cooking in the sauce. Give that a couple good tosses and then pull it from the heat. You want to add your egg mixture off the heat because the residual heat in the pan, noodles, and pasta water is plenty to cook the eggs. If you add it on the heat, you're going to end up scrambling your eggs. Now add some splashes of pasta water in there and continue to mix until it's nice and creamy like this. Finish with some more cheese and it's time.
Let's cook a jalapeno popper deviled egg. First, you're going to need 6 large eggs. Cook it for about 7 minutes in hot boiling water. Cook your bacon until beautiful and crispy. And then you're going to peel all of those eggs that you removed from the hot water. And then you're going to go ahead and cut it in half and remove all the egg yolks. Place it into a bowl. Add some bacon, some mayo, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of mustard, 1 teaspoon of cream cheese, some pepper to taste. Give it a nice mix. And then you're going to go ahead and add the filling to the egg white shells. Top it with bacon, a little bit of cheese, a sliver of jalapeno. Serve it up.
Part 2 for tomato pies. Pie crust are out the oven. Go ahead and put your tomato and onion mixture in here. Next part, we're going to make the topping for it. So go ahead and get your Dukes. If you use anything other than Dukes, unfollow me, don't watch the rest of this video, and throw your tomato pie in the trash. You're going to add about 4 hefty tablespoons of Duke's mayonnaise. Then you're going to do about half a cup of regular sour cream. That's about all I have left, so it's all going in there with the Dukes. Half a teaspoon of garlic salt. 1 teaspoon of paprika. Tablespoon of dried parsley. 1 1/2 teaspoons of black pepper. Half a teaspoon of salt. Give it a quick mix. 1 cup of cheddar cheese into this mix. Mix it all. Top your tomato and onion mixture with it. I topped mine with a little more parsley flakes, and now they're going in the oven at 350 for about 30-35 minutes until they're nice and brown on top. And this is what your finished tomato pie.
Let's make delicious turkey gravy. 2-quart pot, 6 tablespoons unsalted butter. Melt the butter medium-low heat. Add a little at a time. See that? That's the texture you want. It's like wet sand. Whisk vigorously, 1 minute. 1/4 cup white wine. Whisk. It's gonna tighten up. Don't do your word. 3 cups turkey stock. Whisk. Bring to a bubble, medium-high heat. That's what you want right there. Reduce to medium-low, 15 to 20 minutes to cook out the raw flour flavor. Now that there is a great.
This is the easiest way to cook a perfect filet mignon. It's going to be medium rare throughout, and I promise you it will impress anyone you make it for. I've got 2 really good sized fillets here. When you buy them at the store, it's either going to say filet mignon or beef tenderloin end. This step is optional. I always like doing it when I want to get a good crust on something. I'm going to salt it heavily, let it sit in the fridge uncovered overnight. That's going to tenderize it, dry it out a bit, and make it really easy to get a nice crust. I always reverse sear thick cuts of steak. I feel like it's the best way to get a perfect medium rare throughout. You gotta invest in one of these. It's an oven safe meat thermometer. It makes life so much easier. These go in the oven at 275 till they hit an internal of 125. Then they get seared in a super hot pan, 1 minute on each side, and let them rest for 10. They come out absolutely perfect. If you guys try it, be sure to tag me and hit that follow button for more easy recipes.
We thought it would be fun to make something exciting, and we are. We're making a deep-fried, hot Nashville turkey. 10-pound turkey with a little seasoning on the outside. What the seasoning is brining. It's a combination of kosher salt, thyme, sage, and a little black pepper. Cooking this deep fry style, but on a rotisserie. Oh, look at what we have. Down we go. And we turn rotisserie on. We got about 10 minutes left. Let's look. Hey now, pretty, look at you. Wow. We start with cayenne pepper, brown sugar, because a little sweet is always good with spicy. Garlic powder, smoked paprika, chipotle chili powder, red pepper flakes. Look at that prettiness. The hot oil. Look, it's freaking beautiful, isn't it?
This is one of my favorite hors d'oeuvres. They're always a hit. I'm using Baby Bella's. Let's remove all the stems. You're gonna reserve and chop up half the stems for the filling. Next, go ahead and mince up 3 cloves of garlic. Once you're done, add that to your bowl and then grab 1 shallot. You're gonna dice that up and then set your bowl aside. Heat up a little bit of olive oil in a pan and ground some ground pork. While this is cooking, add your mixture. Add salt, pepper, and thyme. Then add half stick of butter, 1 cup panko, and 1 cup Italian cheese blend. Then once it's nice and schmelty, you're gonna take an ice cream scooper and fill each mushroom cap. I grease this pan with some olive oil. Then once all the mushrooms are stuffed, you're gonna cover them with Italian cheese blend. Put them in the oven on 400 for 15 minutes.